Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Classic.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Classic. Yeah. Classic.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you.
Let's go, Cat.
I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. Just from the dirt, it's from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make-a-wishing me. I got these hoes in the fence. They can't seem to get to me. Bae, I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused. Want the fruits of your...
Let's get focused.
Classic.
Yeah, it's classic with the classic codes, and I got another great live stream for y'all. The gang filing in early. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast, what up? 333. Joe Jet, what up? 333. What up? What up? I know y'all was waiting for me. I'm here, chat. I'm here, chat. I know y'all were waiting on me. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all was waiting on me. He said, I got time today, cuz. Okay. Unfortunately, I do not. So we gonna get right to it, man. Make sure everybody hit the like button, man. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Turn on your notifications. Also, subscribe to my sports channel, Classic Code Sports. And if you like reels and short form content, make sure you subscribe to my clip page, Classic Codes Clips. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my man said I got time today, cuz I definitely don't. Y'all definitely finna get a hot 40 minutes and we in and out, no doubt, for sure. But we gonna get straight to it. When the dosage is potent, it's always small. You feel me? So today we got a reaction video, we got a TikTok reaction, and we got a code language conversation. So just 3 quick segments. One of them will be the meat and potatoes, and that's the one we're gonna start with. All right. So we're gonna slide over to room 9. All right, so today's theme of today's live stream, y'all know, is nobody cares, right? The truth about manhood. So we're gonna dive into the reality of this thing. You know what I mean? You know how it is on the Classic Codes. I told y'all when I started this that I'm not here to make y'all comfortable every day. And so sometimes we gotta have them hard conversations. You know what I'm saying? We gotta embrace what it is that we see outside, even if it's not always the most positive, you know what I mean? But let's go ahead and get it rolling. Shout out to Anton Daniels and the Room 9 crew. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Let's go.
Yeah, you can't I don't know. I think it's a leadership thing. Like, you can't let anything kind of rattle you. You kind of got to even the ship, because how you go, everything else goes that's around you. So you can't really move like everybody else, I guess, so to speak. So you just kind of stay even killed, especially if you're the type of person that could be a little bit more emotional. I think you got to train yourself to kind of just, you know what I'm saying, just kind of be even and cool no matter what the circumstance is. So I'll give you an example. Who does the person that's at the top complain to?
The Lord Jesus Christ.
God, you got Jesus. Yeah.
But if you're not religious, then what?
Well, let's remove the spiritual part of it.
In terms
Nobody.
of human, nobody.
You don't. You gotta figure it out.
Well, unless you have a mentor. But I guess at some point you might not even really have too many of those.
So now, how does that benefit me? Not me, a person that's in leadership in general. How does that benefit him to express his emotions publicly?
I don't know that there would be a benefit, but what do you do with the emotions? Like, I feel like just holding it all in could be a detriment. So, like, Now what?
My bad, chat. Let's stop right there real quick. Because I'm not this is why oftentimes you hear men say that you need a man in the house, right? This is why. Kimmy's response to the question, Anton asks, you know, what does it benefit a man to express certain things publicly? What up, Passport Skull? I see you 333, dog. He said, what does it benefit a man to express certain things out loud or publicly or whatever the case may be? And then Kim responds with, I don't know if there's a benefit. Let's break down what she said. I don't know if there's a benefit. So you're acknowledging there's no benefit, right? You're acknowledging that, or you're uncertain if there are any, right? Cool. And then she says, but, and we know if you use but, it wipes away what you just said. So your acknowledgement that you understand there's no benefit to this shit, or that you don't know if there's any benefits to it, right? Your acknowledgement has been wiped away when you said the word but, and then she proceeds to say, if you don't express your emotions, you know, what do you do with it? You don't keep it pent up. You don't keep it bottled up. This is why men shouldn't listen to women about man shit. And listen, her heart is in the right place. Her intentions are in the right place. It's just it's a terrible perspective to give if you were raising up a young boy into manhood. We are supposed to harbor shit. Much is required, the much is given. It's why men have to suffer so they could become strong. I'm positive, without even watching the rest of this, at some point Anton gonna talk about that. Like, men are made different, emotionally constructed differently than women. While women need to call somebody and vent or go home and vent, men don't necessarily desire all that motherfucking talking, chat. Classic. Let's continue.
Nobody cares. What difference? Nobody cares.
Nice.
I'm keeping it 100. Nobody cares.
Evelyn Cardona, what up? Welcome to the Classic Codes. Welcome to chat 333. Hit the like button, subscribe, tap in. We appreciate you. Welcome. Classic. Let's go.
That's funny.
So you adjust, you deal with it, however you deal with it, and you figure out how to keep going. So nobody cares about how you feel. They only care about the results. So
I get what you're
keep pushing.
God.
That's literally the plight of men. A lot of men have abandoned that to lean more into emotions and femininity and all of that type of stuff. They've abandoned that kind of that traditional way and stuff like that. And so they shun that level of responsibility. But the higher up you go, whether it be in your family or in corporate or in business or whatever, nobody cares about the top. The expectation is for the top to care about the bottom. Nobody will ever feel sorry for a millionaire. Nobody cares about his mental health. Nobody cares about a person that dad don't give a fuck about him. He gonna get some socks. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody give a fuck about dad until he dead.
Hey, let me know when Anton start lying. He cooking right now. My man is absolutely on fire. Straight up NBA Jam. He's on fire. Flamethrower shit. Keep going. Classic. He cooking right now. He's cooking. Let's go.
And then they move on and they get remarried. Nobody gives a fuck about dad. So
Is that how you really feel?
Appreciate you, Evelyn.
That's what I was gonna ask.
That's how
Hold on. Evelyn says she liked and subscribed. We appreciate you. 333s in the chat for Evelyn, man. Welcome to chat 333. We appreciate your subscription.
you really feel. Like, I don't
that's
want to
not
be
how
like
I feel.
in your
That's not how I
life.
feel. That's not how I feel. That's just the reality.
Like, no, because I get what you're saying, the sentiment, especially in business. At the end of the day, people probably are going to stop their caring once it starts to impact their livelihood, their money, their lifestyle. It's like, look, boss, I hear you having a bad day, but what you mean my paycheck's not coming? So I hear you, like, in theory, but
people care about the role that you play in their life. They don't care about you per se necessarily. This is a general thing.
I would agree, but I don't think that that's just unique to people at the top. I think that in general, it's easy for people to kind of operate like that, where they care about others, but to a degree.
This is why men don't talk. And again, Carrie's heart is in the right place. Her intentions are pure, but this is why men don't talk. Anton is telling the truth about manhood. He's telling the truth about manhood. What's the first thing she does when he tells the truth about manhood? She takes it and generalizes it to everybody. He's speaking specifically to the male experience. And you take it and say, well, I think that could just apply to all human beings. And this is why niggas don't talk. Respectfully, though, this is why men don't talk.
Classic.
You see all the threes coming in. Olay, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe. We appreciate you. Welcome into chat 333. Welcome to the Classic Codes. Passport Skull dropped them threes. Joe dropped them threes. We appreciate you. Welcome to the Classic Codes. I love your videos so much. Hey, we appreciate you for sure, for sure. Definitely tap in. Make sure you get them comments too. You know, I respond as much as I can. Let's go.
Right.
No, they don't. People care about themselves. They don't care.
No, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a limit to them caring about other people. I don't think that it's unique to just people who are at the top. You guys probably get it worse. I would agree.
People don't care about other people.
Okay, so if we get it worse, if it's disproportionate to us, then let's keep the conversation where it's at. Don't broaden it out to make it about everybody when you're finally getting the communication that you desire. Oh, tell me how. Tell them nobody cares. You want me to tell you about it? Nobody cares. Nobody truly gives a damn. Well, I think we could say that about everybody. Okay, I'm done talking then. Well, don't be done talking. What you want to talk about? Me or everybody? I'm just breaking this down to y'all in layman's terms so y'all can see what's happening.
Classic.
The truth about man. Hey, the name of the episode is The Truth About Manhood. We're going to get into it. I told you, when the dosage is potent, it's always small. I got 25 more minutes for y'all. Let's go.
People care about how other people show up for them and serve them in their lives. People don't give a fuck about other people like that. Unless you are, in some way, shape, or form, serving a purpose in their life.
Girls at the top, boys at the bottom.
I don't like being on the bottom. Y'all don't really do what y'all supposed to do. Y'all don't do what y'all supposed to on top.
Let a dude go broke for an extended period of time and then see what happens.
You like that, Quentin?
That works.
No, I agree with you. I'm saying I don't think it just stops at people at the top. I think we're probably saying the same thing here, that people.
How you gonna say I agree with you and then make a statement contrary to his statement, which would mean that you actually disagree? People double talk right in front of your face. I agree with you, but I don't think it only applies to when he says the people at the top, he's not talking about CEOs and presidents. He's talking about the head of the household, the head of the company, the head of the school district, the head, period. He's talking about the people at the top, and those people at the top are supposed to be and are generally men. So he's talking about men, Carrie. And I know her heart is in the right place. I really do. But this right here, this exchange between Anton and Kim, Anton and Carrie, this exemplifies why men ain't got no business and don't bother talking. Chat, let me know when I start lying. I'm here to have the discussion. Open my eyes up to a broader perspective if you have one. But so far, I think we all in alignment. Evelyn dropping them threes like crazy. Yes, Lord. Let's go.
Who in general care about themselves.
That's what people say about relationships. It's not about, it's really about how you make them feel about life, themselves, whatever. Not so much how much they care about you. I don't know.
People, I'm telling you, like, the expectation is always going to be, so what have you done for me lately type of thing.
I always am the lately. I never miss when it comes to my people.
So
never.
That's just the way it goes. So.
Hey, and listen, there's times where I do reactions to Room 9 and I disagree with all of them at times, right? But when you write, you write. Like, and I appreciate Anton's tone because he's not saying it from a pity party place, right? You have some men that'll be like, nobody cares, nah. Hey, listen, it is what it is. He's saying it like a person who does coaching calls. He's saying it like he could sit on the phone one-on-one with a dude who calling him and expressing, you know, his male experience and what exactly he's dealing with and blah, blah, blah. And he's saying it like he would say it on a coaching call. Hey, listen, man, nobody cares. In case you haven't realized it, I'm here to let you know, nobody cares. Not like when we talk about caring, you know, it looks, nobody genuinely cares. You notice they skated over. Anton said, let a man go broke for an extended period of time and let's see what happens. Everybody skated right past that. Skated right past that and did a triple toe loop. Yup. Skated past that shit like their last name was Kornikova or some shit. Skated right past that shit. You feel me? Roll bounce. Skated right past it. Nobody cares, fam. Straight up. I'm telling y'all the truth, man. Most people prefer delusion. Chat. Most people prefer delusion. You want to lose everybody important to you in your life, walk around telling the truth 24/7. Do it for a year straight. You'll be a nomad. Tell the truth every day, 100% of the time, 24/7, and you will lose damn near all your relationships. You don't believe me? Give it a shot. People want comfort, and comfort is not always in the truth. People want convenience. Convenience is not always in the truth. You look at how difficult it is for them to digest the reality of the situation. Anton has not lied yet on this segment. They sitting there trying to look at the women's faces. They can't digest the shit. Q like shit. Anton like, it is what it is. Look at the women. They having a heart like, they try they trying to figure this shit out.
Well, that was a morbid icebreaker.
Look at their faces, yo. Look at their faces. They trying to figure that shit out, bro. Yeah, it's tough. You know what I mean? It's hard for them to understand. But that's why the weight is made for shoulders, not hips.
I care.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with like morbid or anything like that. But I mean, that's just the reality of the world. That's the reality in life. I think that somebody said it in the chat. They said that the minute that you come to accept that is the truth is when life really starts. I just hope guys a lot of times wake up to it before all of the life in them is drained.
Wake up to what?
Wake up to the truth that you're going to have to, in some ways, in a lot of ways, you have the responsibility of being a man no matter what. But in some ways, you're going to have to accept that that's the reality. And then you adjust, which will then give you life, right? You'll start to be a little bit more selfish. You'll start to do things that make you a little bit more happy. You stop worrying about how other people may feel about you, and you start living life a little bit more, right? So
let me stop right there before he continues with his stream of consciousness. I told y'all before, and I'm going to tell y'all again, Conversation with Soft Rain, what up? I see the coalition filing in. What up? What up?
Classic.
Send that link to the group chat. Rain, it ain't enough of us in here today. But look, it's one of them things. It's one of them things like what Anton is speaking on. It's like I told y'all before, and I'll say it again. I'm going to just be blunt. I was trying to keep the profanity down for everybody that's watching. Put the, you know what I'm saying? Tell the kids to cover their ears real quick in the car. Listen, man, a lot of success for you is on the other side of not giving a fuck. It really is. I'm talking to men. You know what I'm saying? A lot of your success is on the other side of giving a lot less of a fuck than you currently do. You're not going to get to the mountaintop worried about if everybody else can climb as good as you do, or if everybody else is going to be as good of a problem solver as you are. If you're trying to bring everybody with you to the summit, you'll never get there yourself. Giving less of a fuck is going to get you a lot farther than. I know it sounds cold. I know it sounds cold. It sounds harsh. It sounds blunt. It sounds all these things. Put your emotions in the back seat for a minute, though, and let's just have a conversation. Put all your feelings and all that shit. Put that in the back seat real quick. Fellas, all that giving a fuck you be doing, slowing you down. You got to ask yourself, shit, how far you really want to take it? And if where you trying to get to is really, really far, fam, a big chunk of your journey gonna be alone, champ. And when I say alone, it may not mean physically alone. It may not mean without support, without a village, without a circle, but alone in the way of emotionally alone, inspirationally alone, motivationally alone. You know how many times I'm in the gym at 3 o'clock in the morning by myself completely, doing tedious ass exercises. You know what I'm saying? Alone. And to be real with you, kind of like it like that. Kind of like it like that. Yeah. You know, when I watched The Dark Knight, I identified with Bane way more than Bruce Wayne. Motherfucker had to throw you in a hole and make you go get some toughness. I was born in it. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to this shit, chat. But for men, all that soft ass shit that you've been encouraged to embrace, all the over it's okay, you can talk and come to me and all that shit, it got y'all out here emotionally unregulated. Real talk. Men got to hear from men who was raised by men, because there's a lot of men outside who didn't have a man in their life. Understand? So men who were raised by men need to tell other men who didn't have men about some manhood shit. These are the conversations we got to have. And sometimes people got to hear it this way. They can hop on somebody's live stream who they don't know, who they stumbled across randomly, and just get some game. That way they don't got to hear from somebody who they don't trust advice from. They don't got to hear from a coach. Sometimes it be the messenger. Sometimes people don't want to hear from who they hearing it from. All right, Classic could tell you.
Classic.
I'm going to be real with you. Some of the people who done took shit the farthest in this world, and I ain't just talking about finances. I'm talking about in the way of being respected the way you want to be. And I'm talking about getting your bread the way you want to, or your career situation situated the way you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about your manager understanding how to talk to you. I don't care how they talk to everybody else on the team. Your manager understanding how to talk to you. I'm talking to the average man, just a regular everyday dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about some game you can give to your little shorty. You ain't had your pops. You trying to be the pops you didn't have. You don't got no examples to go off of. You trying to figure some shit out. You need to, hey, tougher is better. You know what I'm saying?
Classic.
The tougher, the better, champ. You would rather your son be a little hard, a little cold, a little aggressive than for him to be soft, emotional. You know what I'm saying? Volatile. You understand? So when men who are from the lineage of men, you know what I'm saying? God bless. I knew both my granddaddies before they passed. Both my granddaddies. Me and my pops like this. That's my homie. That's my dog. We finna go to the gun range and, you know. You feel me? So, fellas, the tougher the better. Bring that back. Yeah, go back to the shit they told y'all wasn't cool. Stop telling boys don't cry. No, keep telling boys don't
Classic.
cry. Yeah. All that, we getting rid of all that. Cause listen, we gonna give credit to the single mothers. They hearts be in the right place. Let's acknowledge that. Single mothers' hearts be in the right place.
I'm only gonna do this once.
They have no idea that they raising you up to be a bitch ass grown man.
I'm only gonna do this once.
You understand? You got to get the game from tougher is better, and not tougher in the way of, ooh, I knock your ass out 6 on like, no. Tougher in the way of understanding that you lethal, understanding that you dangerous, and having some discipline. That's going to get you the respect to where you ain't even got to turn up, champ. You ain't even got to turn up. You ain't even got to turn up. They can see it on you. Yeah. How you doing, sir? yeah, they can see it on you, folks.
Classic.
Let's continue.
It'll help you make better business decisions. It'll harden you a lot more so that you don't take stuff personal. You'll start to win a lot more because you'll understand where people are in their life. That's it's almost like being red pilled. Like the minute that you realize who is where and what their purpose is, you'll start to understand it and you'll stop taking it personal. You won't get hurt. You won't do none of that. You'll be able to live life. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If Jeff Bezos, right? Because I would imagine, because everybody is human beings, right? Jeff Bezos sat there and cared about everything that everybody said about him. He wouldn't be as successful as he is.
Nope. Yeah, everybody quiet. Ain't nothing to say. He cooking. Ain't nothing he's saying debatable. It's none of that. Joe Jet said, yeah, having that line of manhood known makes you understand that you're representing a lineage, heritage, a last name, and you can't be out here making them look bad. Facts, though. They give you a different sense of pride. Passport Sco said, I tell CJ all the time, boys don't cry. Yeah, stop all that whole ass crying. Straight up, tighten up. All that, no, let the boys cry. And that's why they out here with fingernail polish on right now.
That's true, but it's kind of like without the lows, there can be no highs. So with feeling like you're just out in the world and nobody cares, like at what point do you get to feel like you don't feel like anybody? There's just nobody, not one person, not nobody.
You do I feel, or is people, you saying people, or
I mean, to you, but not necessarily about your life. I mean, just about people in general. Do you feel like there's nobody in this world that has somebody that cares about them?
No. I said that most people care about how you show up for them.
Right.
The love that they have for you is based off of what role you serve in their life, not necessarily just because you're you.
And I guess you don't think that ignorance is bliss in that way? Like if you just thought that, you go through the world like everybody.
Real quick, everybody hit the like button. I don't care if you're watching from the vertical form or if you're watching the regular, hit the like button, please. Everybody, it's free, no charge. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, tap in. Let's go.
Just loves me.
No, that's a luxury for women. Men don't have that luxury to be operating in ignorance as bliss. We got to know. We got to show up. We got to proactively plan for things. Women today bop around a lot of times in life and don't know shit. They don't even know the danger that they're in half of the time. They'll argue with you about they'll argue with you about something that you're protecting them from and get mad at you about it. But what do you do as a man? Do you let them be retarded and crash out? And
Yup. Y'all know my slogan. Let them crash out. Yeah, and for those who here at the Classic Codes for the first time, we do not argue with women. We don't do it. Yeah. Every woman I ever known in my life got way more endurance and stamina for arguing than Classic do. That's for fact. I'm only gonna do this once. Hey. If you finna bump your head and I say, hey, you finna bump your head and you like, I'm not finna bump my head, fuck it, bump your head. Yeah, what up, man, please? You say, oh, well, that's not being a protector. Hey, if I gotta argue with you to protect you, what you talking about?
Or do you still protect them from themselves? Even though they'll sit there and they'll argue with you about it, right? That's just the reality. They don't know shit. They don't.
Why they quiet?
I care about all of you.
Somebody
I just want y'all to know that.
So, again, the minute that you realize it, the minute that you'll stop taking it personal. I remember my aunt is one of my mentors. He's one of the first people that I've ever observed to become, a millionaire and be successful. He was an executive at a place called Tenneco, which was, and I'm pretty sure it's still around, but it was a auto parts supplier to the big three. And he said, Anton, you got to realize that love is like a light switch. You're gonna have to be able to cut it on and cut it off when it's convenient for you. Mm-hmm. He said, you're gonna have to be so callous in life if you want to be successful that you're going to have to be able to operate like a light switch. You're gonna have to be able to walk away from that shit whenever it is that you realize that it becomes detrimental to you, and you can't just keep suffering through it because you love somebody. You're gonna have to operate like a light switch.
What does that look like practically, operating like a light switch?
It means that everything is conditional.
I guess the reason that I asked that is because, you guys always say like a woman will leave her family for her happiness. And I just, how you said just now, like you don't stay in a situation just because you love somebody. So how are those?
No, I could still, feel some type of way for you, but that don't mean that I'm gonna stick around with you.
Yeah, that's called doing what's best for yourself. That's called being led of logic and not being led of emotions. That is called manhood, right? Listen, I'm acknowledging how I feel. Yeah, I'm crazy about you. Shit, this ain't good for me. You feel me? 1-2 step on your ass. And that go for any type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love you to death. Shit, I'm finna go over here though. This shit over with. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta understand what's best. But it all comes down to how serious you are about making it and whatever that is that it means to you and what that looks like for you and what it is that you own personally, right? This doesn't look the same for everybody. It's generalized, but it's great information and it's very true.
It depends on how severe the situation is, right? If you want to be successful, you're going to have to understand that you're going to have to make some tough decisions that other people are unwilling to make.
And that's on a big and a small scale, right? We can move from this, but look, that's on a big and a small scale, right? So that's missing that sleep that the other people won't miss. That's streaming on the day that everybody else take off to do this and do that and do this and that and the third. Oh, everybody at home, I'm streaming 17 hours today. Yeah, how dead serious are you? Right? Is it streaming? Is it your business goals? Is it what is it? What is it? What is it? Is it your food truck? Is it your food truck? Your food truck probably booming if you the only one open all day long on Thanksgiving. And your food fire. Everybody already know your food fire. But on Thanksgiving, you open all day long. You probably gonna clean up. Everybody else then shut it down, right? Or a lot of the competition to shut it down, 25%, 40% of the competition out the streets. Shit, you might change your whole month projection if you willing to work. What hard decisions you gonna make that the other people are unwilling to make because they worried about how people feel? It's a man who skipped grinding on Thanksgiving, and whatever his goal and his ambition is, he skipped grinding on Thanksgiving. He skipped grinding on Christmas because the family, they're gonna feel, and this is supposed to, but the dude who like, hey, the family gonna be all right. I gotta get to it. Hey, he gonna be a few steps ahead of you every single time. How serious are you?
Classic.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's it on the Room 9 reaction. Let's move. All right, we got a TikTok reaction. We finna slide over to TikTok and look at this clip between Corey Holcomb and Rivah TV. I actually did a reaction to this interview, but they sat on live stream for a long time, so I may or may not have gotten to this particular portion of it when I did the reaction. But nonetheless, we're gonna revisit this because Corey asks Rivah a extremely direct question. This is a very, very direct question that he asked Rivah, and like Rivah always does, she's honest. She's completely honest with him. And I mean, I know a lot of people gonna disagree or whatever, but you'll find that there's scripture to back up this conversation that they're about to have. But I ain't gonna talk about the conversation. Let's watch them have it. Let's go.
And I'm just gonna get straight to it. Be honest. Do you think that most women are inherently evil or scammers? Do you think that from what you see?
I do, and I definitely do say that. And the reason why I say that is because a multitude of reasons. One of the reasons being a lot of women.
It's true.
Know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's true. Yeah, no, it's true. A lot of women don't know what they want, and so they get into these situations of what either their friends or their family or society tells them that they're supposed to do, and then they do all the right things to get there. Then when they get there, the real them comes out. And I feel like that's kind of a lot of, like, women are hormonal, right? We're completely different than men. But a lot of times women are so wrapped up in their emotions and their feelings, which feelings are fleeting. And they make these brash decisions. And that's scary because a man who's stable, who's in a situation, can just wake up one day and be like, who is this? Like it takes evolution for women to be, in my opinion, more stable, more calm, more logical thinking. Like I think
so. You think there's a way they can become logical thinkers? You think there's something on this planet that can make them that way?
I think it's never going to be the same as a man, but I think once they have a certain level of understanding and humility, which a lot of women do not have. That's the main problem. A lot of women don't have the humility enough to even listen, to receive, or to understand another person's point of view. So how can they listen and understand enough to even change or evolve or grow? Like, and so you
finna get famous. You finna get famous for speaking honest.
If y'all think we not listening to this twice, y'all crazy. You know what I'm saying, chat? If y'all think we not listening, if you think I'm not gonna run this back, y'all crazy.
Classic.
Chat. I didn't, like I said, man, my subscribers gonna go up no matter what I talk about because of consistency. That's how this works, right? So I don't come on here worried about who is or isn't gonna like what I'm talking about today or none of that. I told y'all I told y'all what my loyalty is to, and that's to the mission. And the mission is to crack codes. We gonna find the good, the bad, and the ugly, but we gonna root this shit in some reality, man. For real. You know what I'm saying?
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
When I popped out, I heard this shit as recent as last night. I heard this shit as recent as last night. I had a coworker I work with. Fam say, hey, you do content creation? I seen you come across my TikTok. For y'all that don't follow me on TikTok, at the Classic Codes on TikTok. See, I seen you come across my TikTok, one of your reels. I'm like, oh, so you box, talk shit, and tear down women. And he said it like he was joking, but you know how niggas be just playing, but for real. On some shit. So, like, that's what y'all take from this. Even when you hear a woman say it, that's what y'all take from this. Any accountability that is handed to the modern woman is hate for the modern woman. So they got us so mind fucked that your love in the way of accountability and trying to promote growth and evolution, like Rivah's talking about, is translated and received as hate and misogyny. That's how bad they got it. And then y'all wonder why black men and black women flat out don't like each other no more. They fucked y'all brains. A man telling a woman, hey, this, and this has become common, and this is a problem. And we trying to have a conversation so that y'all can solve the problem. If you hate women, just say that. Oh, we'll never fix the problem. We'll never fix it, gang.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
So I said all of that to say this. When I jumped out, and I don't remember exactly what live stream it was months ago. But when I jumped out and jumped off the porch and said, I'm starting to come to the conclusion through my content creation and through consuming all of these women's perspectives, hundreds of hours of women's perspectives, I'm concluding that women are evil by nature. And to be a good, decent, wholesome woman, they have to fight off nature in the same way that men are polygynous by nature. And to limit themselves to the monogamous construct, they have to fight off nature. So both genders are in a fight with nature. And then when I looked even deeper into this shit, we cracked another code, because when you start to cross-reference the theory with actual scripture, it does show you that women are mischievous by nature in the word of God that y'all subscribe to. Make sure y'all check out Me and Souls of Thought on Sunday Serve Us on the Raw Society Coalition page. Shameless plug. But these are the things when you really are in this space. Corey Holcomb, thousands of hours of content and interactions, human interactions and social studies. And he's a comedian. He's around people, in front of people, making people laugh, manipulating people. Being a comedian is a form of manipulation, positive manipulation. Laughing is a high vibrational frequency. But yet and still, he's a sociologist. Rivah TV, the same. Me, the same. We all draw in the same conclusion. But if we say it out loud, instead of it being received and accepted as truth and then used to catapult growth, it's shunned, frowned upon, and we get reciprocated with shame and insults and guilt. Sign language. Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. It's crazy. Y'all think I'm not running this? I'm gonna run it back for my own personal enjoyment, chat. Is y'all stupid or what? I know y'all not stupid. Chat 333, the best ones in the game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Free, no charge today, man. No charge. No charge at all. Let's go.
But I hate to say it, but it's really true. And we're in an era now that like everybody is thinking that wrong is right and right is wrong. And we have to be true, because I'm not like people, oh, you know, she's a pick me or whatever. But I'm saying it because I love you, right? Like, I love you. I want you to get it right. I want you to have good relationships. So I have to be honest with you. I can't lie to you and say, oh, yeah, girl, she's a girl boss. Like, I've seen so many women like, oh.
And I'm just going to get straight to it. Be honest. Do you think that most women are inherently evil or scammers? Do you think that from what you see?
I do, and I definitely do say that. And the reason why I say that is because a multitude of reasons. One of the reasons being a lot of women.
It's true.
Don't know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's true. Yeah, no, it's true. A lot of women don't know what they want, and so they get into these situations of what, you know, either their friends or their family or society tells them that they're supposed to do, and then they do all the right things to get there. Then when they get there, the real them comes out. And I feel like that's kind of a lot of, like, women are hormonal, right? We're completely different than men. But a lot of times women are so wrapped up in their emotions and their feelings, which feelings are fleeting. And they make these brash decisions. And that's scary because a man who's stable, who's in a situation, can just wake up one day and be like, who is this?
So let me stop right there. With that understanding, because men understand this. All men that are not simps anymore, because I think most men start off naive and somewhat of a simp. But all men that have evolved past that understand what she's saying to be true and understand where Corey's question came from. Men understand this, right? So when they ask us, why men these days ain't too quick to get married, or why it seem like y'all don't want to get married, we can't answer with this. We can't respond with this. Even though it's true, we can't respond with this because we're going to get insulted, right? And that's why I told y'all the respect you want, all that is on the other side of caring less. Just start telling the truth. When they start asking that, tell them this, because it's true. It's true. I had somebody ask me, like, they like, why you ain't made no kids? Like, why you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, shit. How I get this far without creating a child is like this. I seen hella dudes get one woman pregnant. The woman that have the baby is a different woman. If you know, you know. I know that didn't make sense to y'all. I seen hella dudes get this woman pregnant, and then this woman is the one that has the child. That shit scarier than Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason, The Conjuring. You hear me? Imagine getting a chick that you desire to have your child, or so you think. Getting her pregnant, like, yeah, I'm finna be a dad. You excited about your shorty. And then the shorty come, and that's a different chick. I've never had to go to child support court for myself, but I've sat in child support court before, more than once. I've sat in there. Man, niggas 6'6", 320 in there breaking down crying like an infant over the shit that's getting judged on them or settled in regards to their babies with these women. Me and Souls talk about it all the time. Is heaven and hell something you can experience on earth? I would say a man who want to raise his child being somehow manipulated with his child as the tool is hell on earth. So when they be like, oh, why you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You done went this far. You ain't met nobody who you want to, you know, have kids with. Whoa, hey, listen. I can't even say I can't even say the rest of that thought on YouTube.
Like it takes evolution for women to be, in my opinion, more stable, more calm, more logical.
Dark Crypto said, why is it scary? And then I must have answered. Dark Crypto said, bingo. Yup. Yup. Dark Crypto. I hope that means you invested in that cryptocurrency. Get that XRP. Let's go.
Logical thinking. Like, I think
so you think there's a way they can become logical thinkers? You think there's something on this planet that can make them that way?
I think it's never going to be the same as a man. But I think once they have a certain level of understanding,
333, what up, Lisa?
Which a lot of women do not have. That's the main problem. A lot of women don't have the humility enough to even listen, to receive, or to understand another person's point of view. So how can they listen and understand enough to even change or evolve or grow? Like, and you
finna get famous. You finna get famous for speaking honest.
But I hate to say it, but it's really true. And we're in an era now that like everybody is thinking that wrong is right and right is wrong. And we have to be true, because I'm not like people, oh, you know, she's a pick me or whatever. But I'm saying it because I love you, right? Like, I love you. I want you to get it right. I want you to have good relationships. So I have to be honest with you. I can't lie to you and say, oh yeah, girl, she's a girl boss. Like, I've seen so many women like, oh.
Yeah. So, I mean, when women are, Lisa said, women are master manipulators. Yep. Every day they got to wake up and decide if they want to build or destroy.
Classic.
Every day they got to wake up and decide, because manipulation. See, shout out to Lisa. Shout out to Lisa in the chat. She said women are master manipulators. Now, see, the way society's brain is programmed to operate, if you just say that statement, people think you're casting an insult. Women are master manipulators. Being a master manipulator does not have to be a bad thing. It doesn't. You can manipulate for the good every day, all day. You can use your skill of manipulation for positive every day, all day, if you so choose. It just so happened to be not the world that we live in. You know what I'm saying? People who realize and recognize their manipulation skills, sometimes they use that shit for evil. I would say more oftentimes than not, because we are taught to be gluttonous. We're taught to be greedy. We're taught to be superficial. We're taught to be unfulfilled. We're taught to be discontent. We're taught to be this way. So why not manipulate for more and more and more and more and more, right? It's easier to be bad. It's easier to be evil. Take some discipline to be solid, right? Lisa also said it's in the nature of a woman to be that way. She said, absolutely. We got a woman telling the truth in the chat. Shout out to Lisa.
Classic.
Shout out to Lisa. She's got all her brain cells, and as Tez would say. But yeah, man, that's it on the Corey Holcomb and Rivah conversation, man. Great piece of content, and I'm grateful I was able to give some streams of consciousness to go along with that. But yeah, chat, you know, we got to skate today. That's going to be it. We're not going to get to the code language conversation. We'll say that for tomorrow, bring that back. But I'm glad that I was able to give y'all a solid, you know, damn near hour today. Shout out to all the new people in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe to the Raw Society Coalition page. Subscribe to this page, the Classic Codes. I got a whole conglomerate. The Coalition is what we call the Tez Down. Subscribe over there to the Tez Down. Subscribe to Souls of Thought. Souls spelled like the soles of your shoe. Subscribe to Conversations with Soft Rain. Rain spelled like Reign Supreme. Subscribe to Uncle Plug TV. Plug spelled with 2 G's. These are all great content creators. Great channels for you to tap in with, man. But yeah, man, if y'all don't do nothing else for me, make sure y'all stick to the codes. We got another classic. Yeah.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold.